Who are the top 10 players in the 2023 NFL draft class? And is this the greatest defensive line class ever? I'm Tate Dembesti with TDTV, and I'm here to answer those questions with the film to back it. So let's jump right into it with the best player in this draft class and maybe best defensive line prospect I've ever scouted, Jalen Carter. Carter from Georgia dominates games against top offensive line talents in the SEC. He wins early and often in his reps both against the pass and against the run. It's thanks mostly to Carter's incredible ball get-off and lateral agility. On a loaded Georgia front, Carter stood out even as a sophomore next to first-rounders Jordan Davis and Devontae Wyatt. Carter's relentless motor in the pass rush, paired with his hand fighting and athletic tools, was too much for teams as he stacked up the pressures, disrupting every offense he went against. It's not just Carter's flashy plays that make him stand out so much for NFL teams. He has an amazing amount of strength and power and a relatively lightweight defensive tackle frame to go with his elite burst and agility. Carter has a bull rush that no doubt had plenty offensive linemen embarrassed after their failed attempt to block him. And when Carter maintains good pad level, he is impossible to move one-on-one in the run. He's not the perfect prospect with some struggles against double teams and bad hand placement that allowed offensive linemen to get into his chest, but Carter is one of the highest ceiling non-quarterback prospects we have seen in years with the production to match it. Alabama's Bryce Young is the second best player in this draft class and likely to be the first player selected after a trade. What makes Young so exciting as a prospect is his incredible ability to make plays off script. Turn on any Alabama game and you will see Young scrambling to find a man late 30 yards downfield for a huge play. This guy is fearless in his playing style, always looking for the big play, and he has the necessary tools to make it happen. He can make guys miss one after another in the backfield and then deliver a shot with accuracy on the sideline. It's so hard to sack Young, who is just so elusive and has such an impressive awareness in the pocket. But one of the best things about Young is that he is constantly looking to throw the ball through all of the chaos. He doesn't tuck it and run, but rather protects the ball with two hands and delivers a strike when the opportunity presents itself. Young is far from flawless, and that's why he's not number one. But it's not just his size or lack thereof like many people will claim. He does hold on to the ball too long and hyper-focus on the big play, but it's no death sentence to his game as apparent in his incredible highlight plays during his special 2021 Heisman Trophy run. Number 3 on the list is CJ Stroud of Ohio State, who racked up the stats as he methodically picked defenses apart with his high IQ play. Without knowing these quarterbacks personally and only judging what I can see on the field, Stroud appears to be the smartest player in this draft. He rarely makes bad decisions as he scans the entire field for the open man. He has mastered his Ohio State offense arguably better than any of his predecessors. You can see Stroud quickly reading front side just to throw his third read coming from the backside across the field. He does this more than any other quarterback in the class. Constantly throwing with good timing and decision making, Stroud nearly carried his team to a national championship in a great performance against Georgia, which they lost narrowly because of missed field goal. This game really highlighted to the whole nation Stroud's ability to make plays off script. He made defenders miss, threw on the run with accuracy, and showed his athleticism, making big plays with his feet. But he had been showing flashes of these skills all year long. He's got all the tools and smarts to succeed at the NFL, but that doesn't mean his game is perfect. Of the top 3 quarterbacks, Stroud might have the most inconsistent accuracy with some misses that were hard to wrap my head around. He does so much right, however, that I would not be surprised to see some teams have Stroud ranked as their number 1 prospect come draft time. 4th man on this list is edge rusher Will Anderson. He does not have the biggest frame at 6'4", 243, but he has the arms of a man 6'7", and the strength of someone 280. Seriously, how does someone his size set an edge against a double team like this? And how does he have so much pop in his hands in the pass rush? And he plays with this power over and over. But as you can expect from a man on the lighter side, it's not just power Anderson plays with. He has great burst and speed to beat tackles around the edge, and when he does win around the edge, he shows a great ability to bend back to the quarterback for the sack. He is such an elite traits prospect, but unlike most with his tools, he pairs them with good technique. The only flaw I think anyone could come up with is he does not use a variety of techniques enough and can be predictable rushing the edge. Still, Anderson disrupts both the pass and the run at such a high level he could easily be the first player selected in this class, or any class without a quarterback needy team at the top. Fifth man up is Will Levis, who could be number one on many teams' boards and even number one on my board come draft time in April. This QB class is also razor close and incredibly difficult to judge because they are all so talented, but in very distinct and different ways. Levis stands out as the elite tools quarterback with many not so unwarranted Josh Allen comparisons. Levis has an absolute cannon, which he showed off for the world both on TikTok and against Florida. He claims he can throw 80 yards, and I cannot wait to see the pro day throws where he puts that arm on display. Levis is not a one-trick pony though. Elite arm strength is not his only tool. He is a really good athlete who makes incredible plays on his feet. Levis also has a really impressive ability to complete passes through contact, completely disregarding the defender. I believe the biggest thing holding Levis back is his lack of big stats, but he had the worst supporting cast of any of the top quarterbacks, constantly under pressure. Don't be surprised to see Levis as the first quarterback taken come April. The sixth player on my list is Peter SKORONSKI, who will be a blindside protector for many years. He does well to protect the outside pass rush around the edge, and he handles inside counters with ease. SKORONSKI is a joy to watch because he is a mauler in the run game. The biggest complaint I hear about SKORONSKI is his lack of arm length and average athleticism. I don't see this as much of a problem, and I expect to see SKORONSKI as the first tackle off the board. Seventh man on my list is Myles Murphy, who might be first if the Jaguars were picking. He has similar tools to Trayvon Walker from Georgia last year, but he does a better job to create big plays with these tools. Murphy shows plenty of ability to win outside against tackles, and he wins right through their chest with plenty of power. He shows an ability to win in a multitude of ways, with flashes both in the run and in the pass for this Clemson defense. With the right D-line coach, Murphy will be wrecking NFL offenses, because the only real flaw I see in his game is a lack of consistent technique. I have a feeling Myles Murphy is going to make any team that passes up on him after Will Anderson regret it. Now, there's a bit of a trend starting here, as the eighth man on my list is Anton, who is also an elite tools prospect. He has a tremendous amount of power and leg drive in his game, easily able to widen the play side edge on a run. Harrison also has enough foot speed to be a blindside protector in the NFL. Scouts are a little weary of his unrefined technique. He wasn't asked to take traditional pass sets at Oklahoma, but he did consistently keep his quarterback clean, and I expect him to continue this in the future. Next on the list is KALIJAH KANCEY. Turn on the pit tape and you might get confused too, as this undersized defensive tackle lives in opponents' backfields just like Donald. He has an incredible amount of burst, agility, and power for someone 280. He stacks the offensive lineman and holds the line of scrimmage in the run to shed it and make a tackle. And he uses elite ball get-off paired with great hand technique to win quickly in the pass. Scouts will knock him for his small frame, but with tape worthy of the number one spot, I don't see how you can take him out of the top 10 even with his small size. I can't wait to see where Kancey ends up. And at last, to finish this year's top 10 best players in the NFL draft class, we have defensive tackle JAQUELIN Roy from LSU. Roy is easily the biggest sleeper in this class, as you won't find him in many top 10s. He just has a knack for rushing the passer, And in today's NFL, what's more valuable? Roy uses his long arms, great athleticism, and great hand fighting to constantly pressure the quarterback. Roy definitely struggles against double teams, and I think many people are putting too much weight into this. I don't expect Roy to go very early day one, but I do expect him to be the steal of the draft. That finishes up our top 10 best players of the draft, but there's still a looming question. Is this the greatest defensive line class ever? Well, that title belongs to the 2011 draft class with J.J. Watt, Cameron Jordan, Von Miller, Justin Houston, Cameron Hayward, Jarrell Casey, Ryan Kerrigan. The list just goes on. That class was loaded. But with 4 defensive linemen in my top 10 and plenty more that can make the first round, this class has all the potential. Still, only time will tell, and I can't wait to watch it unfold. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. I'm Tate Dembesi with TDTV, and I'll see you again soon with more NFL draft content.